Hi, everyone. Well, it's the 2nd of January, 2022. So happy new year or happy no fear. I really hope and pray that this year will be one of courage, creativity, and joy, really being present in the moment for everybody. We've been through a lot, not just the last year, but last 2 years. So we all got through 2021. So let's be proud of ourselves for doing that, because you are a champion for doing that. So 2022 is going to be a lot getting thrown at us, especially with the governments talking about economic collapse. The International Monetary Fund, they've done their meetings, a lot of very interesting information coming from there. But today I want to talk about the prophetic insight and message that came through to me on New Year's Eve for the collective. And I want to actually even expand on those messages. So I had family visiting, which was great because my mum hadn't seen, one of my brothers or the nephews for the 2 years that we've been in lockdown. So, lots of tears, lots of happiness, and I loved having them around. I just love the noise. I love the, just the gathering. It just feels amazing to have a full house and to have family around. So because it was really busy, I didn't have time to actually do a video or a recording. So I thought I would just, I just jotted it down into notes and put it up on social media. But I wanted to do a video to expand on it. So let me just pull up the PDF for this. Not there. You can't find it on my oh, did I lose it? Pretty sure it is here. Let me just put that down. There it is. So this is a prophetic message. So it was quite long. I also pulled out a couple of cards and I'll go into that as well. So I hope you all had a great Christmas, great New Year's, or whatever you celebrate. If you don't celebrate Christmas, which is totally fine, I hope that everyone's enjoyed the summer season. And I know it's still been quite stressful because there's a lot of propaganda, the lies keep going, but psychology 101, how do you turn a lie into a truth? You keep repeating it. So this is what we see happening. So there's still a lot of stress in the field, but at the same time, there's also a lot of people that are starting to draw the line and, and are pushing back in their own way. So please be in the moment. Please make every moment count. Really enjoy everything that you're doing, and all that you have around you. But certainly start to be aware and be prepared for this year, because I really truly feel it's going to be a big year. And so far, I haven't been wrong with anything that I have stated, even before the COVID operation came into town. Everything that's come through has been correct. And I was even posting things in 2016, 2017 that were coming up on my memories on Facebook, where I was telling people to go and travel overseas now, because 2020 you're not going to be able to without vaccines. So, of course, I didn't realize how they were going to go about doing it, but, the information was there for people who are asking questions, who are curious and wanting to know. But us, the seers, the waysayers, the mystics, the prophets, we have always been throughout history the ones that have been able to pick up when there is poison in the field, poison in the food, poison in the minds of the people. We've been the ones that have gotten the village and the kingdoms and everything prepared for those that are trying to poison the minds and whatnot of the people. So, and so we're still here doing that. We still have our ancestry and our ancestors are there trying to help us, and we are finishing the job. We have to finish this job. Our ancestors didn't get rid of this evil when they should have. They thought they'd already had enough power and that these people wouldn't get into positions of power they are in today. So it's very important that we are now the ones to finish the job, and also to make sure that excuse me, future generations will never have to witness such things. So it's a big task, but everyone that's here on this planet right now has all the capabilities and abilities to do it. And that is why they're throwing so many things at us hard and fast to keep us suppressed, to keep us sick, to keep us confused, to keep us angry. You know, of course, there's a lot of subliminal messages. Even the people that are most aware, most awake, you know, still have those subliminal messages, the doubts, the, you know, pulling back, they're unsure, you know, being indecisive, all the rest of it. So anyone that tells you they're not like that, they're lying to you. You know, we've all got those insecurities and fears because of the indoctrination that we've been born in, even those that are fully aware of what's going on. But together as a collective, we can be extremely powerful. And I look forward to doing some more videos, especially about our energy and how our energy is so powerful, and they're not even talking about it, and the power of just like a little energetic molecule. And I was even talking about it today with a friend from the UK. We're talking for hours. We always talk for hours. And we always say, I always say we have to like record our conversations because they're just fantastic. And I'm sure a lot of people, you know, would find, you know, probably agree with us or even find a lot of useful information in there with all that we do talk about. But you know, our energies are amazing. So, and this is why I've put the course out there. I want to start teaching people because, you know, intentional frequency methods of healing, of living our lives, of manifesting, of starting to understand our energy systems is extremely important, probably more so now than ever before, because we can use this. We can use this. And as a collective, we're even more powerful. And this is why they want to keep us separated, isolated, so we're not coming together as a collective, but we can do that. So anyway, let's start with the Prophetic message for the collective for 2022. So the first one is challenging times ahead. The lies are embedding, and there are people who know it is a lie are still going along with the lie. This is why connection community with like-minded people is most important now, and standing up and saying no. So we can see that happening. So whether people are jabbed or not, I think community is still very important, because there's a lot of people, at least 40%, they have this number 30, 40, 30. So 30% that will totally get hypnotized, will do whatever they hear on the television, any type of so-called authority figure, they'll do anything. Then you've got 40% of the population that will you know, just go along to get along. And, you know, and there are probably a lot of people that maybe, you know, I know this is wrong, that have gone along with it because they've got mortgages and they've got bills to pay and things like that. And a lot of people don't want to downsize. They don't want to change their lives because change is really hard, you know, so it's not comfortable. And then you got the 30% that cannot be hypnotized and are very strong in their conviction with no. So that 30% need to continuously support each other, and even start to reach out to the 40% that know it's wrong, but they're going along to get along. They're the fence sitters and things like that, because the more we have with the 30% that cannot be hypnotized, the stronger we are as a collective, and we can start to help each other, heal each other as well, and get this nanotech out of the bodies. And you know, with what's happening, I also, with this point, I would expand that anyone who has a landline, start sharing those numbers, sharing emails with each other, sharing addresses, you know, and all the rest of it. Don't just rely on social media being up and running all the time. There might be some disruptions with internet. I don't think they're going to do too much with it, because they still need to have the power on, because they need to have people watching the television so they can continue to, you know, push the propaganda and stuff. So even if there was to be power outages, I think they'll be for short periods of time. It's not going to be something I think that's going to be for a long period. Maybe after they've set everything up with the because everything's going to go, they're already talking, like the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, in their meeting talked about the tracking system that's been injected into people, and that how all that's going to be connected to the digital currency, and all is going to be controlled by the central banking system. So I suppose Commonwealth Bank, Westpac, NAB, and all the rest of it, they're not really going to exist. Maybe they'll do some administration work just to appease the people, but it's all going to be central controlled through the central banking system. With the digital currency. And so they want to know everywhere you're going, if you're what you're doing, whether you're social distancing and all the rest of it. And I suppose you'll gain points or lose points, or lose your universal basic income or whatever they're going to be doing. So that will all come to light even more. So I think it's even more reason why community, being around like-minded people is really important, and sharing information, connection, meeting points, things like that. The next point, the message that came through was going within, creating a stronger sense of self, building spiritual integrity. So that's really important, because a lot of people are not following what they know is right. They're not following their intuition. So we really need to build that. Next is, it's not about what you have, but who you are. And that again is, we live in a materialistic world. We are consumers. I love all the things around me, but thank goodness I've come to a point where I'm not attached with them. I don't take them with me. Even when we go, we're here to experience things. We're here to gain those memories. We're here to put those memories in the ether field, which is 99.99997% conscious. Like, this is what we're here for. We're not here for the houses, for the cars, for the clothes, and all the rest of it, So, I mean, there is an ego, there's healthy ego, there's negative ego. And we all need to have a healthy ego so we can continue to fight and do the things we need to do. But the fact that people are attached with what they have and not who they are is a big point. So hopefully this year people will start to put things more into perspective and start to realize, it's not about what you have, but who you are, which is important, the essence. The next point is protect the kids, the young men and women. Tell them your stories, your life, stories of freedom, and why it is important to protect it, freedom. Stop being their friend, be the adult, the wisdom keeper, the ancestor that you are. I feel that point is very powerful. As adults, we can sometimes forget that, and we really need to step into that ancestor role. We are the wisdom keeper, because wisdom comes via experience. So we've got more experience than the young, and we should be encouraging the youth and even ourselves to continue to question things. We need young kids to question things and to tell them that just because someone's a teacher or his qualification as a certificate as a teacher doesn't mean they know everything, and that the children have a right to question things. And we need to start being that wisdom keeper. We need to start bringing those old-time initiations that we used to have once upon a time for the young men and women. And slowly that is coming back, which is great. We need to keep doing that. So I think that's very important for us as adults to understand. Stop being their friend, be the adult, be the wisdom keeper, be the ancestor that you are. The next point was personal integrity in what you do, are and be, keeping your word. So again, I think that's going to be important, especially building community. We need to start keeping our word and following through things personally and as a collective. The next point, have faith. Magic is still here. With faith, you will witness miraculous things. We are talking about lots of small things, like small miracles, which add up to the big ones. So that to me is the little things, like when you even, it's like manifesting your day, being able to go about your business. So you have to have faith, visualize, send a little prayer intention for that, and you will start to witness those little miracles which add up to the big things. This is a personal journey, and you connecting to God, Great Spirit, Divine Creator, and all the gods of your ancestors. They are helping you. So again, we do have, but we are the physical, so we are here in action. So we're the ones that can take the action form, but we do have the assistance from the spiritual realm in guidance and things like that. So, but we are the ones here to finish the job, to get rid of this evil one. And I'm pretty sure we can do it. But it's up to us. So the next point is, your energy, your actions will dictate the future. You hold all the power, not the wealthy or those with guns. It is you. That's very important. Your energy, your actions will dictate the future. You hold all the power, not the wealthy or those with guns. It is you. And we tend to forget that a lot. We forget how powerful our energy is. We forget that our actions even dictate our future. If you want to do something and accomplish something, if you don't take action towards that, you're not going to accomplish it. So this is all comes down to even us as an individual, and then expanding that as a collective. And especially when you come together with like-minded individuals, when your energies and you guys are on, the same page, and you guys are taking action in preparing to dictate the future, then definitely we're going to hold the power as a collective. But we tend to think that those that have the money, those that are able to lobby the governments, that they're the ones with the power, but they are not. Next point, set your heart free. If you weren't so magnificent, this suppression of knowledge of who you are and of earth would not be suppressed. That again is another valid point. We have to open up our hearts, because when we're in a state of love, we're glowing. When we're happy about things, when life is flowing for us, we are glowing. When we are stressed, when we are anxious, we lose our light, our energy. It gets siphoned off from us. So the best way for us to keep our energy to us is by setting our heart free, by knowing that we are magnificent, and trying to stay in that, not talking about the romantic love here, but in that love in the sense of kindness, understanding, self-awareness, self-respect, self-understanding, compassion, all those things, going with the flow, being in the moment, because really the moment's all we got anyway. And they are suppressing the information of how magnificent we are. They're suppressing all of that, the knowledge of the energy systems, who and what we are, and that we are creations of love. And I've shared that information in other videos. So, understand that if you weren't the treasure of the galaxy, they would not be doing what they're doing. They're desperately trying to take over the earth. And we are in this bubble of existence. And we have water below us, water above us. We are made of water. Water is so significant. It holds so much information. It holds tones. It holds healing. It holds data, so much information. So you too can do that little exercise of getting a couple of jars, saying loving, positive things to one jar, say negative things to another jar, and have a look at how the water reacts. And even the water that comes through our taps, it's dead water, but yet you go in the country and you have a drink of that live fresh water that's been flowing through rocks and being cleansed and deep within nature, and it's just so healing. I've heard of miraculous stories of people in places in Europe and where I come from, by drinking certain water, being guided to go to certain places. So nature is always talking to us. We are water. Water is very important. And there's a lot of things that are very important to us that they don't tell us about. As I said earlier, they don't even tell us about energy systems. They don't tell us how powerful just a little energetic molecule is. We're not taught in school about how we can, how we leak, energy and stuff, and how we can keep it and radiate that. So there's some information for you there extra and expanding that point. The next point, those in power are low level and spiritually inferior to you. So why wait to stand in your power? Earth is your kingdom. It doesn't belong to a handful of wealthy people. Take back the reins and control. That is one of my favorite points that came through, was that those in power are low level and spiritually inferior to you. And of course they are. They're cowards. They have to do everything behind closed doors. It's always wheeling, dealing, backstabbing, manipulation, all the rest of it. And they can justify all those things as much as they want, but it's all done in the shadows. And even though they do give out some truth about what they're doing, it's still all done in the shadows. So you are more powerful, and you are they are spiritually inferior to you. So that's why it's also important, as one of the first points, is increasing your spiritual integrity for yourself. So, and this is what I love. So why wait to stand in your power? Earth is your kingdom. It doesn't belong to a handful of wealthy people. Take back the reins and control. Kingdom is very important with them when they said that word, because the whole narrative about royalty and kings and queens has been so bastardized and turned into something so disastrous, which is true, because the money changers that are running the world today, they were the ones that infiltrated in royalty, and they really did turn those royal families into idiots. They got them addicted to money, they got them addicted to possessions. They got royal families, their own children married into the royal families because of debt. They interbred, intermixed, and so they really bastardized the whole system. But if you go back further enough, or like myself, where I get in tune and I get those insights sent to me, the kingdoms and the kings and queens of the time lived with the people. They were the leaders of the people. If the people weren't doing well, they weren't doing well. So it was very much about community and connection and village. It wasn't, and the king was the leader. The king was the person that was taught and knew how to listen and be of service. It wasn't what we're told in Hollywood, and that's where the television and Hollywood has been, very much a broadcasting of magical spells and trying to make people believe that what they watch on the television is actual fact, even when they do stories and, based on something true, which could be, 2% true, and they bastardize it all. And I mean, a lot of us that have a different type of culture or background can, see that. Those that are in the know will have some knowledge and can see, how they always lie. But for some reason, people think that what they see on the television is the truth, and it's a true depiction of history, or true depiction of, what went on, and that's not the way it is at all. So we need to really, I think, admit to ourselves we've been lied to about everything, and that's probably a good place to start. So, this is our kingdom, and it doesn't belong to just a handful of wealthy, wheeling, scheming, set of people. And it is time for the people to take back reins and control. And the next point, some of you are here to send the warning and have been spreading the warning. Many are working behind the scenes. No, not white hats, just spiritually and morally strong, life-loving men and women, including yourselves, holding your own integrity, spirituality, and morality. So that was real significant there. And they really made that point of it's not white hats. So some of that is also controlled opposition propaganda, but there are people, in different areas, in all the different industries, and they're the ones that are leaking the information. They're the ones that are, helping in their own way, I think, by leaking certain information and data, so that, then, we can spread it and talk about it. And they are the ones that, they're just life-loving men and women. They don't want what the World Economic Forum is selling, by 2030 you'll own nothing and be happy. These are people there that want freedom and, to live in a world with some integrity and morality. So that's that point there. The next one, what is to come will be of your making. What they want will come hard and fast. Your response will be key. Now, when they sent me this, I got a strong visual of hard and fast. And I felt like I was going through like a fast tunnel, or even like going through like computer system. Like it was going to be a lot coming at us hard and fast. But I like this point, because what is to come will be of your making. So again, it's going to be our choice. We either follow along with the narrative or we don't. What they want will come hard and fast. So again, what we're doing now is of our making. They're going to throw things at us. They're going to throw a lot of things at us, I feel, this year. Your response will be key. So how we respond to that, how we react to it, is going to be key in how we get through it. So I suppose if we go along with what they're throwing at us, or we give in to it, then, all our actions have consequences, right? So definitely how we respond. Next point, connecting with the loving universal energies, with your ancestors, God, Great Spirit, the field of awareness around you to guide you and assist you through the process. So I think that's very important as well, because as I said, when we meditate, we can ask, we can feel and be guided, and that will help us with responding correctly. And maybe it's responding in knowing where to go, pack your things, maybe have a backpack already ready if you have to leave, or whatever. I'm not sure, but this is something you need to tune in for yourself in what you think you need to do. But definitely we need to keep talking to ourselves and each other. I believe everyone should be doing videos. Whether you have subscribers or not, do videos. I've been shadow banned for so many years. I mean, I've only got like, I don't know, I don't have maybe 10 subscribers or something on the Odyssey account. So, but the more we talk about it, the more everyone talks about it, the better, because that is put through their system. Because remember, everything's just software. They're collecting information. Let them collect information, that there are millions upon millions, if not billions of people that are not buying it and are ready to stand together and help each other out. I think that will be very, very powerful. And next point, I already said that, connecting with the loving universal energies. Yep, ready to guide you. Next one, this is the last chance they have. Let it fail and peace will reign supreme on earth forevermore. Now that was the best last bit message that I got for the collective for 2022. This is the last chance they have. They've done this before. They've been here before. They're trying to perfect it. And so we have to let it fail. Because if we let it fail, then peace will reign supreme on earth forevermore. Not only that, I believe that the people that are around today, us that are alive today, we are going to document all this information. And this is going to be mandatory for every future generation, for the young children growing up to read and know this information so it never, ever happens again. Not only that, we're going to keep a very close eye on all those billionaires, trillionaires, millionaires, and they will not be allowed to lobby governments. No chance are they going to be allowed to get in to be able to lobby and dictate the future, because no one has asked people if they want to be transhumanistic. No one's asked people, do you want this in you? They're taking it as consent when you line up and you get the jab. When you go along with what they say, they take it as consent, because the information is out there. They're not hiding it. Or even though they haven't given full disclosure of what's in the jab, they're not hiding it either. So, and they're not hiding their agenda for digital currency. Even when was it, quite a few weeks ago, the financial minister, federal, he even talked about how the governments are getting ready and looking into digital currency by the end of this year. So they're telling you, they're giving you bits and pieces of information because they want to see the reaction of the collective. And if the collective's quiet, then they just take it as consent and they keep going. I mean, the one good thing about what's happened in the last 2 years is a mass amount of awareness that's been happening. More and more people are aware. More and more people are getting interested in politics and what's happening and what's going on in there, which is really great. More and more people are understanding. We have bureaucrats, which are basically the bankers' little minions that are in there running the show, and they're connected with mainstream media. So if a politician doesn't go with a certain agenda, then the mainstream media will come out and do like a bad story about this particular politician. But I hope that this year too, we get to see more and more politicians coming out, sharing their stories, whether it's blackmail stories or whatever stories. It would be really good to have that. And everyone just put their cards out on the table. I think that's what's going to happen now. We've got to really stand up in our power. We've got to stand up and, look through the fear and start to, we've really got to protect the children. And that's the future, because we are the ancestors. We've got to protect the children. We're the ancestors. We need to teach the young people and each other and ourselves, and share our wisdom and our knowledge. So, whatever you have to say, I think say it, get it out there. So, yeah, so that's a real hopeful last point, and I pray that it's so, and that this will be their last chance. Let it fail. Peace will reign supreme on earth forevermore. I mean, that is just amazing. We'll all come together as a collective and we'll clean all this up and make it amazing. But we still have a lot to go. There's going to be some hard times. There's going to be a lot of pressure. There's going to be a lot of people we're going to lose, so it's not going to be all easy. It will be easy if we all come to, the sooner we come together and say, yeah, nah, that's enough, the quicker, this is over. So the last point here was, there was also a card I pulled, the Seven of Swords, which represents holding onto your values, watching out for backroom dealings and dodgy characters stealing your work, ideas, life. This year will be about being vigilant. And that is true. So the Seven of Swords, it is about backstabbing. And the affirmation on the Seven of Swords was holding our values. I'm just going to pull that up here on my phone so I can tell you and not make it up. Here it is. I take great care of what I value. So I think that card correlates with everything that I've been saying. If we take great value and great care of what we value, which is our life and our freedom, then we need to come together and protect that, because there are people behind the scenes that are dodgy, that are going to try and shut it all down. Everything that people do as a collective, they're going to try and shut it all down. They will, because as a collective, we have ideas. As a collective, we have sort of work projects. They're going to try and shut that down. They're going to try and destroy that. So I think it's a great affirmation to remember that, I take great care of what I value. And I think that's a great, it's not the best of cards, but the good thing with these smaller Arcada cards is that they are interchangeable. They're not solid. But I just think that goes so well with this, even though when we see swords we don't like it, but swords show that there is challenges ahead. And I just think that it was a great way to finish the Prophetic Insider message for the collective for 2022. I take great care of what I value. So if you value life, if you value community, if you value family, your children, the future, let's take care of it. Let's come together as a collective and, let's be very vigilant and of what they're doing. We need to also counteract what they're doing as they're trying to counteract what we're doing, because they've got their little spies in all the communities, in all the different groups. And, and there are millions of people that have not been jabbed. There are millions of people that even have been jabbed that are totally against what's going on. There's millions of people coming together, supporting businesses, supporting each other. So you're not alone. There are people that are not in those groups and they do feel they're alone. But you're not alone. There are groups everywhere working together for this. Of course, there's also controlled opposition. But I feel that if you just tune in to yourself and to your intuition, just trust that for now. I mean, maybe you need to listen to some of the controlled opposition to get you to your next level. But always be asking questions. Never put all your faith in just one person. And just know that you will come together, that those that are controlled opposition, that it will show. They will fumble, they will fall, and that can be your prayer and intention, that they will do that. But look, sometimes a controlled opposition also give certain truths. They will send out truths and some valid information to help you put dots together. So you don't have to dismiss anyone completely, but just be vigilant and follow your intuition, because you will feel it. You'll feel it. And you'll start to probably go more towards those that you feel are genuine. And there are people out there like influencers, and they're just learning as well. They're learning about the shit show going on here on Earth, and they're learning to do it. So, and then I ended this message that I wrote on my social media, sending you all lots of positive, loving intentions, and may we all hold the strength of truth, integrity, and compassion. And I think that's very important for the year coming ahead, is trying to live our lives with no regrets, standing strong in our truth, in our integrity, having compassion for each other, and really tuning into our intuition, working with our own energy systems, really increasing that, having that belief in ourselves and understanding that we are magnificent, because if we weren't, as this message said, they wouldn't be suppressing so much information on us. They wouldn't be trying to poison us left, right, and center, our air, our food, our water. So go and get your energetic healings. Go speak to your therapist. Don't sit alone with things. If you're confused about how to do things, do that. I'm on a few different groups, and there was one girl, and she was working with children. She lost a job because she didn't want to get the jab. She wasn't sure what she was going to do. And then, I went in there and I left a comment, and I said, look, your work and what you do is needed now more than ever. Why don't you set up like a mentorship or even some online courses, or set up some meetings? Maybe people can pay via donation, and that way you'll get some money. And she was really grateful for the idea. And she's like, thanks so much. I didn't even think of that. That's a great idea. I'm going to get on top of that. So, this is what I do, even as a coach, as a therapist, being, getting the prophetic insights, the psychics, whatever you want to name it. This is part of what I do, assisting people with ideas, assisting people to look at different avenues and different ways of operating and maybe living their lives, new ideas. Maybe I can see things that you're not able to see because you're emotionally invested in whatever's going on for you. So make sure you're reaching out to people. You can definitely reach out to me. I'm doing online sessions, one-on-one. We can set something up and have a chat with that. But I think it's very important, because the energy systems and what we can do with energy and the way we can heal ourselves and each other with energy is going to be very much needed coming soon. And also, when we get used to working with energy, we can make some huge changes, especially as a collective. So if you're interested in learning more about that, or if you'd like to come and do level 1 biomatrix energy healing, the initiation, please, you're welcome. That's going to be a 1-day event. Then there's going to be the advanced class, and then also the nervous system alignment class. And then if you want to learn some more coaching skills, solution focused therapy, working with people, helping them to stay stronger, to move away from a lot of self-sabotage and things like that, then that's level 4, that one. So you can go to the website and have a look at all of that. Please feel free to message me if you want to learn more or have a chat. And I will be putting some more information out about our energy systems, because I really feel people need to learn a little bit more about that, and we need to be having those conversations so that we don't lose that knowledge and information. All right, guys, I think that's about it. I think it was a beautiful message for 2022. I think there was it wasn't all fluff, because it's never fluff with me, and it's always the truth. I have to always give the truth. And, but I think there was some things there to inspire too. And there was a lot of truth in those messages. And we need to check in with ourselves, connect with each other, and be vigilant with what's coming this year, and have some faith and understand that we're not alone. And, we are magnificent beings. So until next time, follow your bliss, be in joy, and lots of love, love, love. Bye.